Hey guys, welcome to Coding Simplified, and today we'll see about the load balancers, which is very important part of system design. So we'll see that what is load balancer, how we can use it in our system design, then where it can be added, what are the systems where it can be added, now what are the types of load balancer we'll see, and what are the algorithms so that we can implement in load balancing. So we'll see one by one. So first of all, what is load balancer? So from the term itself, you can figure out that it balances the load of website. So let's say whenever your site is too big, so a single node cannot handle the whole load, right? So basically we need the many resources. So what we do, we have the many resources and then we manage this, then we balances the load. So that is why we have the load balancer to manage the load. So I figured out a image which is very good. So let's say these all are the systems, these all are the users from where request is coming. So now let's say it can be your laptop, it can be your mobile, it can be your tablet. So multiple request is coming through many users. Now let's say if this request is going through only single node, so a, a single node has its capacity, right? After that it will exhaust, so it will say that I cannot handle more than this request. So here comes load balancer. It says that no worry, I will manage your load. So what we do, we can have multiple nodes as per our requirement. So let's say if you know that okay, that these three nodes can handle all my users, so you will put three nodes. Let's say if you say that my system is too big, so I need at least 100 nodes. So what you will do, you will place these 100 nodes, right? 100 node means you can take them, you can call it as app or nodes or like servers, right? So basically these are the nodes which is handling your load, right? So let's say for this example here in this system we have two nodes, app1 and app2, and here the request is coming through multiple resources. So here comes the load balancer. So it will basically balances the load. So what it will do, it will based on the algorithm that we put in this load balancer, it will send this request to here. So now let's say if you are following round robin, so it will send first request here and second request to here. Now let's say if third request come, so it will send third request to here and fourth request to here, right? So this is how it balances the load, right? So what happens, basically it's a load balancer task to manage nodes, and let's say if there is a failure in any single node, right? So let's say in this case if this node goes down, so load balancer will automatically figure out that this is down, this node is down, so it will send all requests into other nodes. So now let's say like here there are only two nodes, but in actual systems we have around 100 nodes. So what it will do, it will say okay, at this moment 5 nodes are down, so just remove these 5 nodes into my system and then focus only on 95 nodes, right? So this is again the task of load balancer, that it will check, and it will check the health check, and it will remove the bad nodes out of the systems, right? Now where it can be added, so load balancer can be added into any systems in our system design. So let's start from the user. So whenever user is making request and it's going to web server, so let's take example of again Amazon.in or Amazon. So what happens that multiple users are doing shopping, and they are making the request to web server. So first of all they have the web server which is handling all the user request, so we can put load balancer there, right? Now what happens that this is web server, which is the UI part. Now this UI is basically interacting with the backend. So again backend which is written in Java or in or a Node or any language. So again we can put a load balancer between web server and internal server. So internal server means backend server. Now your data has reached to the backend. Now again we need to put this data to the database, right? And if your data is huge, so there will be sharding in databases, there will be multiple databases. So again you can put the load balancer between internal server and the database, right? So this is why load balancer is very important. You can put in any interfaces in between, right? Now what are the types of load balancing or load balancers? So generally we have the two types, hardware load balancer and software load balancer. Hardware load balancer are kind of expensive. So basically they are the big hardware and which automatically handles a request. So they have their internal mechanism and through which they handle the request. So generally short small companies cannot afford them, so big company have them as a first point of contact. And again nowadays big company again use their software technology, or like their software logic, that how further request will proceed, right? So this is why, so this is hardware load balancer. Now very important, which is software load balancer, where 95% companies are using software load balancer. Now software load balancer basically it's a hybrid approach. So hybrid approach means that we have a software, we have a system which we call as a hardware, like it can be one of the server, and which control all the thing and which proceed the request as per its algorithm. So let's take example of HAProxy. So HAProxy is very popular open source software load balancer, and like in our company also we use this load balancer. So what happens here, like let's say if HAProxy is running in a system, right? So all requests will come to first HAProxy. So what we will do in our dispatcher or in our thing, we'll put this HAProxy IP address, and we will say that all requests should come first to HAProxy. Now HAProxy is running and we have our algorithm designed in HAProxy. So then it will shift all these requests as per algorithm to the backend services, right? And the importance of HAProxy is that it has the health check as well. So health check means that let's say if we have the 100 nodes in our system, so it knows which system, which nodes are down, which nodes are active. So as per the activeness or as per the inactiveness, it can take the decision, and it will show us as well. So basically HAProxy provides us the UI where we can see all that thing, that how it's running and which nodes are up, which nodes are down. So this is very important thing to monitor by system admin, so that we can monitor. So basically, if I want to choose between hardware load balancer or software load balancer, I would go with the software load balancer, right? Now, which algorithms we use for load balancing? The most famous algorithm is round robin, because in round robin what happens, let's say if we have the 100 nodes, so one by one it sends the request, right? First request come, it sends the first node, second to second node, third to third node, and again when 101th request come, then it will again send to the first node, right? So this is round robin. Second is round robin with weighted server. So weighted server means, let's say if we have the one server which can handle more requests because its hardware is strong, right? So let's say if it has the RAM around 32 GB, and the another system which has RAM only 16 GB, so obviously it can handle more requests, right? It has the more capacity, it has the more hardware capacity. So we call that this is more weighted server. So what we say, that we know that some of the nodes are more weighted. So we say, okay, send these two requests first, these two requests to the first server, and then you can send request to the another servers, right? So round robin with weighted server means, let's say if this weighted server can handle two requests and the normal server can handle only one request, so and we have only two servers, so first send two requests to weighted server, then third request to the second server, again send two requests to the weighted server, and then the normal server, right? Then we have the least connection. Least connection means it basically figure out that which node has a least connection, and then it sends a request to that node, right? Now the fourth one is least response time. Least response time means it basically figure out on a time basis that which node is actively very fast or which node is giving you response very fast. So based on their least response time, send the request on that node, right? So this is a least response time. Now we have the source IP hash. So what happens that as per your IP, so whenever request come, it has its own IP. So based on the IP, it will apply the hash algorithm there, and it will send the request as per the node, right? So later I will explain you what is the hashing and how it works. So for now you can just figure out that basically it has the hash code. So basically on based on the IP, it creates the hash code and then it sends into the hash table. So a hash table basically contains the all nodes addresses, right? So based on the IP you can hash. Then we have the URL hash. So based on the URL uh, uh, where the request is coming, so based on the URL also we can send the request, right? So these are the some of the popular algorithms that we use in load balancers. So that's it guys in load balancer. We have covered that what is load balancer, where it can be added, then types of the load balancer, and then the algorithm how we can implement the load balancing. So that's it for this video, and if you have any doubts regarding system designs, load balancer, then please write in the comment section and we'll try to explain that. And guys, if you have liked the video, then please subscribe the channel for more such videos. We'll cover so many topics in system design further. Thank you.